Good morning, Dave Fennoy. How are you?
Jen Grenfield, I am wonderful.
Outstanding. Thank you so much for joining us. We're going to talk a little bit about demo production in 2024. So let's jump in. My first question for you is, what do you think the role of a demo is in 2024? Is it marketing? Is it to get an agent? Does it have a different role?
Well, it definitely is marketing and to get an agent. It is also to get jobs. Sometimes people are hired from their demos.
Okay.
Uh, but in so many ways, it's like a business card that tells who you are and what you do. As actors, we all have an individual voice, an individual signature, and it doesn't work just to say, oh, well, this person is this person who does this. People need an example, and hopefully, no matter what kind of demo you're doing, an example of your work in that genre.
Okay. Okay, perfect. So how long have you been making demos?
Oh boy, about 6 years. I
Okay.
don't do them. I don't advertise it a lot. I have no desire to become a demo producer
Full
for
time.
a living full
Yeah.
time because I'm a working actor full time and I teach.
Excellent.
Uh, and I limit myself right now to video game demos because I have a lot of experience in that area. So it's a good niche for me. That's typically what people want me to work with them on, although I teach other things.
Right.
So it only makes sense that do the game demos.
Do what you do. Yeah, do
Do
what
what
you
we
know.
do.
Well, that was going to be my next question is what type of genres do you produce? So video games.
Yes.
And then actually, so this is an interesting kind of just piggyback on that. Do you think it's important for producers to niche down and do demos maybe in areas that they work in or coach in? It seems like some producers are really offering everything, but maybe that doesn't matter as long as they can do
Well,
it.
I think it depends on the producer
Okay.
and one what they know and are good at. And just because not every producer is a voice actor.
Fair.
You'll take say Cliff Zellman,
Hmm.
who definitely automotive, but he does other things too, and he does them well. And there are a lot of other good uh, demo producers out there. I'm often asked, "Oh, can I do a promo demo for you? Can I do a commercial demo? I'm going to send you to somebody else."
Okay.
And there are a lot of really good people out there.
Great.
So I know for me, it's niche.
Excellent.
Uh,
That's all right. Okay, great. Um, what criteria must a talent meet before you will agree to do their demo?
they need to be what I call demo ready.
Okay, what does that mean to you?
Demo ready means it, at the very least, at the you might be at the bottom of ready to work.
Okay.
You may have only been in this business for a year or two, but you have trained,
Okay.
you have learned, you have developed a certain level of skill and professionalism in your work that now you're ready to showcase that. One of the biggest problems with demos now and auditions as well is we all have home studios.
Yep.
You can record 50 takes of something and cherry pick just the lines that work, put the right music under it, produce it up. It'll sound wonderful. And people might bring you in, an agent might bring you in to see what you can do. Well, if they're going to hand you scripts,
Right.
and if you can't deliver, now you've ruined that first one chance for a good impression.
Kind of
Uh,
misleading. Yeah.
kind of misleading. I've seen people with auditions and demos be hired from those demos for video games, and they get the session, they're booked, and then they can't deliver what they were trying to show on that demo. So
Right.
don't do a demo until you're demo ready. Um, because it's important. You don't want to put yourself out there all shined up, hair extensions, long eyelashes, all the makeup,
Yep.
you know, everything is
Yes, that's
but it's
important.
not you.
how you present yourself and what your skills are can be two different things. So
I have no idea why I went there.
and you know what? I don't care. This is all about authenticity, right, Dave?
Yes, it is. Yes, it is.
All right, let's keep going. So, what about now? Do you require, I say require, but do you encourage talent to go into your studio to record? Are you good with
Not
working?
necessarily.
Okay.
There was a time I might have either come into my studio or, if you're out of town, I mean, we're working around the world now.
Right.
Perhaps a professional studio in your location.
Okay.
However, we've all got home studios now. And as a matter of fact, if you don't have a home studio now, there's a really good chance you're not ready to do a demo.
That's a great point.
So I do a lot of work with people remotely from their studios. From time to time, it's been with mixed results.
Okay.
But 95% of the time, I actually can only think of one occasion, and we got that fixed. But 95% of the time, your studio is fine. Once again, if you're ready to do a demo, you have part of that being ready is to have the environment, the equipment for you to be able to work.
Right. And even the technical skill, yeah, there's a lot of extras.
And you know what? We
beyond
talk about
performance.
technical skills, and there's a certain amount, but in so many ways, it's like driving a car. You don't have,
Right.
have to know how to build a car, repair a car, to drive a car.
Fair.
You do have to know what does this steering wheel do?
What does this knob do
what-
over here? And
yeah,
what?
what is this? That's what you have to know.
Yep.
And you don't have to be an engineer.
Right.
Hopefully, you've had a recording engineer help you, somebody in the voiceover community that can tune up your room, tune up your gear so that you're showing up at your best. But after that, is it louder or is it softer?
Right.
Ride that game.
Yep. I got it. Now, you also mentioned that you coach. Do you require, and I am using the word require because some producers we've found require you to coach with them before they will do your demo. And do you think this is a conflict of interest?
Well, I kind of do it the other way. If you've been
Okay.
working with me,
Mhm.
I will do your demo.
Okay.
If you haven't been working with me, I will require a session
Okay.
to find out where you are. And sometimes people are ready and sometimes they're not. One of the worst things you can do, we mentioned this already, is do your demo before you're really ready. Because somebody could create a great demo for you, but it really needs to be a reflection of your ability at this moment.
Okay. I like it. How do you think? Oh, so this was a kind of an interesting question, and I kind of call it, do you think there should be a separation of church and state when it comes to demos? Meaning, should coaches just coach and casting just cast and producers just produce? Or is it because there's so much overlay that it kind of could be?
Well, you know what? There is overlay, and I can definitely understand how if somebody comes to you and they want a demo done,
Mhm.
and you go, oh, well, I can only do this demo if you coach with me, and you're going to have to buy a 10 coach
Yeah.
package. And then after that, I'm going to charge you X amount of dollars for this demo. I kind of turn that around. If you've been working with me for more than 5 sessions and I do your demo, I'm going to knock $500 off.
Oh, okay. Okay.
I also, on my site now, there are bonus points. If you've been coaching with me for a while, you get credits that you can use
Cool.
for a demo if you like, or for more coaching. One of the reasons I like to do demos with people I have worked with is because I know them now.
Right.
If I'm working with somebody that I haven't been working with, the process is still pretty much the same. I don't have okay, well, I'm going to write these scripts. We're going to do 2 sessions of rehearsal, and then we're going to go. No. For me, it's a partnership with the person that is doing their demo. With video games, a lot of people ask me the question, do I have to be a gamer to do video games? No, I'm not a gamer, but
Yeah.
I'm in over 500, between 500 600 video games. It's about being an actor.
Yep.
So what I teach is how to be a good voice actor in character work, which, by the way, will help everything else you're doing.
Right.
Um, and I want to find out, you know, what does your voice lend itself to? What kind of characters can you play? And then there's kind of we want to hit the video game food groups. So
Okay.
we want the hero, superhero. We want the villain superhero. We
Yep.
want in your case, the mom next door. We want the doctor, the scientist,
Yep.
the soldier. It's a long list. We want the serial killer. That we'll never get all the characters that we might have. But one of the things I do once we kind of have an idea where you are, we put together about 12 to 14 scripts,
Oh,
of,
okay.
of which we'll probably get 8 to 10 on
Mm-hmm.
your demo.
Yeah.
So it's very personalized to you, and I don't rush.
Excellent.
However many sessions it takes, if you're ready, is how long it takes.
Okay. Now, how much do you charge for a demo? You've told us what's included in the cost, basically your process,
Yeah,
but what do you normally charge outright?
$2,500.
Okay. How important, now I'm curious how you kind of do this, because we've talked to producers primarily working with commercial demos,
Yeah,
but with video games, is it custom scripts? Are you reworking existing scripts? Like, how important
both,
is that to you?
both,
Both.
both.
Okay, great.
One of the things that happens if I've been working with you, you've been working with a number of scripts, and there are going to be certain character types, certain
Uh-huh.
scripts that you're really good with. So I will take a script and okay, it's this type of character from this script.
Mm-hmm.
Let's do a rewrite of this
Yep.
character. Doing it might be very similar to a particular scene, but we have to write it. We have to rewrite it.
I gotcha.
We don't want to plagiarize it.
No, no,
And
I understand. Yeah.
some some of the scripts are completely original. You know, I've thought of a scene or also I might use one of the things I like to do is train people with monologues. So I might take a monologue and rewrite that monologue so it has the same feel, the same message, but different words.
Outstanding. Yeah, I like that. So my next question though is, so you've answered it, but let's just circle back, is you collaborate. You're open to that collaboration process with the talent.
Absolutely. I
Okay.
think all too often there are demo producers out there. They have a demo mill.
Yeah.
And you say, "Hi, I want to get my demo," and then, okay, well, I'm going to write you some scripts. Here they are. Let's go. I had that experience with somebody. I used to do a play every year, and a number of years ago, I wasn't doing demos then, and a wonderful older actor asked me about getting into voiceover. I sent him to a place where they train you and do demos. And he came back, whatever number of weeks or months later, and played me his demo. It was terrible. They
Oh
didn't get
no.
him. It wasn't him.
Yeah.
And I like to think we are character actors. We all have a range,
Right.
but none of us can do everything. And this guy had a wonderful old voice that was very character and just who he was.
Yeah.
And they didn't get it. They had him
None of it
doing
reflected. Yeah.
hard sell and this and that and the other. It's like, no. Um, and I promised myself, well, one, I'll never send anybody to that demo producer again. But it taught me a lesson. You really want to be in partnership. The spots that were on there just weren't him.
I like that word, partnership. That's a good word for it. I like that. So I've just got two more questions. In the time you've been producing demos, have you seen any shifts, let's say, in the standard expectation for video game demos? Like, do they, you talked about the different kind of character genres within it. I mean, there's video gaming is huge. I don't have to tell you. Hello.
Yeah.
So have you seen some shifts in how that production is happening?
Well,
or
I think the shift in
expectations?
production follows the shift in the industry.
Okay.
If you go back 10, 15 years, um, demos and the performances might not necessarily have been that good.
Okay.
We didn't have the number of narrative games where we really have acting that has to happen and characters that have a variety of relationships with a lot of different people. Um, so your acting game has had to come up. The production in video games has come up. They're really 70-hour movies. So the production also has, so we're not necessarily doing video game
Right.
production, but we want that cinematic feel. We want a variety of types of characters. And one of the things that I notice sometimes is people will, well, I can do a lot of voices, so I'm going to do, everything's going to be a little different. Well, I think that's a bad idea because what you really want is to get a sense of you.
Yeah.
I'm not saying you can't put some characters that are out of voice, some characters with particular accents.
Right.
But you need to start with your signature voice and you need to return to it over and over again so that when the person has listened to it, they have a sense of who you are. We are all character actors. It's a certain way that that character actor makes you feel. You see them on screen, you hear them, and immediately there's kind of, oh yeah, well, that makes me feel like this. I like this guy because this, and this. So I want to find your essence
I
and
like that.
get
I like that
that on
explanation.
your demo.
Yeah, I like that. Well, we're at the last question, Dave. So why should a talent choose to work with you?
Well, for all the reasons above.
True, true.
For all the reasons above. I do demos. I like to do demos. By the same token, I'm a busy guy.
Yeah.
So I can only take so many people at a time. I tell my students that I'm working with, yeah, I'll be happy to do your demo. But look, if you go do your demo with somebody else, I'm not going to feel bad.
Mhm.
I'm doing just fine. I'm not in it just for the money.
Right.
Although I have learned that if people don't pay, they don't appreciate.
That's an interesting caveat. I like that. Yeah.
I
We found too, talking to other producers as well, it goes both ways, that when you do partnership, when you do collaborate, it gives me some ownership, right? It gives the
yes.
talent some ownership. And then I do, just like you were saying, then I do get excited and I want to share it. And it's a reflection of your work and it's a reflection of me. And it lifts
Yeah,
everyone
part of the process I didn't mention, I have tons of scripts.
up.
So I will give you some scripts and have you go through what do you like?
Yeah.
And then based on that, and not only what do you like, but those voices and characters that you just do naturally when you're
Right.
hanging with your friends, when you're by yourself and trying some, those things. What are those things? What kind of characters do you think you'd like to play?
Yep.
Um, I think that helps a lot. And if you haven't thought about it, it gets you thinking about it. You know,
I
who
like
does your voice sound like? Who who do you kind of have a feel of?
that. No, that's great. That's great. Well, Dave, thank you so very much for taking time to talk with us and share your process and give us a little insight on how you do your production process. So yeah, all right. Don't leave, but I'm going to hit stop on the record.